You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
Hey, catch it, bro. I'm throwing it. Catch it. Make sure you catch it.
I'm not trying to reveal any pod secrets or anything like that, but you just woken up, haven't you?
Absolutely. That's not no secret.
Your voice is still, it's got that croaky morning voice.
Hey, that's not a secret. I just woke up, man. I've been super busy the past couple of days, going to sleep at 4 a.m., waking up at 10 in the morning. I started a business, so businesses take time. I mean, it's eventful, it's taskful, but it is what it is. I'm up for the task.
Yeah, sleep ain't for people who are trying to start businesses from the ground up. Sleep is for your Jeff Bezos who can just sit back and just, as you sleep and become like a 5-time billionaire because I need something next day delivery on Amazon and stuff like that. So yeah, is what it is. Obviously I think eagle-eyed viewers will notice when we have a guest, not just from the podcast title, but like the background changes, all that kind of stuff. So if you hadn't noticed it, then yeah, we've got different backgrounds for when there's 2 of us, 3 of us, all that kind of stuff. There's so many changes coming forward over the next few weeks. Like the background work on Go Time Dolphins ahead of, we're in our third season now, but our third, NFL season, I guess, is going to be a lot of fun. And with that, like I said, come guests, but also new guests. And before we get into that guest, even though you just woke up, Charlie, how you feeling? Heat, Panthers, fun times.
Bro, not only we got the Panthers in the playoffs, if the Panthers make it past the Lightning, we're going to go to the finals. That's 100%. Matter of fact, y'all boys, we had an episode. We're not going to spill the beans, but we had an episode. I'm in the middle of the Panthers game. Panthers scored 4 straight goals, and Kadeem talking about, hey, can you record right now? I'm like, bro, you tripping, dog. You tripping, bro. Like, it was a game too. So, the Heat playing the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then we got the Dolphins about to go to the playoffs for sure. There's no doubt in my mind that the Dolphins are about to go to the playoffs, and we're going to win more than 8.5 games. Like, I need to go somewhere to someone's casino and get on this 8.5. It's 9 now, but nah, I'm not buying what they're selling. But what we didn't mention was Messi potentially coming to Miami. I know you heard about that.
I think it's a done deal. From what I've heard, when he joined PSG, it was too early to join Inter Miami, but he would I'm gonna basically end my career or end the part of my career in Miami before probably going back to Argentina. So yeah, it'll be fun, Inter Miami, Lionel Messi, watch this space, I guess.
But we're gonna win the first 3 ships when they get here. I'm dead serious, bro. I don't care what version of Messi we get. We winning 3 in a row.
If Phil Neville's your manager, you're not winning anything. Just saying that now.
But we're winning, man.
If Phil Neville,
hey, listen, manager ain't everything, bro.
Listen, when your manager's Phil Neville, I promise you're not winning anything. Phil Neville, you know what? I guess we'll know better than I do. But if the Nevilles are the Gallagher, do you know who the Gallagher brothers are? Oasis.
Nah.
Yeah, so you're not really into that UK.
I didn't say I was.
But no, it's fair. Okay, I'm really not going to get into it. I'll try and think of a brother duo, but of the 2 brothers, Gary and Phil Neville's probably the worst one. And Gary Neville was a bad manager as well. Phil Neville ain't the one. So you can have Messi, you can have Ronaldo, you can have Ronaldinho, have Neymar. If Phil Neville's your manager, nah, not at all.
If Messi come to Miami, it's a wrap. That's all I'm saying. It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. I got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Just like Kadeem said it, we got a guest on the show, man. And this guest is, we could say special guest, but all of them are special. But this one, he rocked with us for a long time now, and we've been trying to get him on for a while. So this is more than just fun for us. This is something that absolutely had to happen. So Thom with an H.
With a H, baby.
Thom with an H. Thom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, did you hate that growing up? People call you Thom?
No. I mean, growing up, it's not stopped. 35 now, people still do it. No, what used to annoy me more is putting a U in my surname rather than calling me Thom. But
oh yeah,
why would anyone put you in Bolton?
Exactly. I'm assuming Charlie probably is unaware of the northwest of England and the town of Bolton. But yes, why anyone would then add a U to it is quite beyond me. But
so for our listeners, bro, everyone listening on audio, we reiterate this almost every episode, man. We're up on YouTube now. Share, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Turn on notifications so you know when we start to go live and when we have a new episode. But Thom has on a jersey, bro. This jersey is epic. Please tell everybody what jersey that is.
It's a Navy Run Ricky Run jersey. It's the first jersey I got, pretty much. And I didn't know, because I've only been following the Dolphins since about 2016. So I had no idea who he was, anything like that. But I just saw the jersey. I was like, I've got to have that. I'd never seen a Navy one either. So I was like, got to have that. And then, just greatness. So I thought I'd crack it out for you boys.
So it's a Navy Ricky Williams jersey with the aqua shadow on the numbers. Bro, you got a accent. It's unmistakable. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell everybody where you're from.
So the best way to describe where I am from is I always go with Game of Thrones because most people have heard of that. So Ned Stark is from a place, the actor Sean Bean is from a place called Sheffield, which is in Yorkshire, and I live about 20 minutes north of there. So you won't have ever heard of where I live, but people have heard of Sheffield, which is where Sean Bean's from, who is Ned Stark.
Hey, y'all know we don't do no spoilers on Go Time Dolphins, but just know this. Winter is coming.
Yeah. I mean, if people haven't seen Game of Thrones, then that's
winter is coming. Hey, winter coming, Kadeem?
Yeah. And by the way, I've seen Game of Thrones. I've read the books. Before you even try and say I haven't seen it. A little peek behind the curtain. I met Thom for the first time a couple of weeks ago. He was in my neck of the woods when we met. And I didn't want to talk too much about Dolphins and stuff like that because I wanted to be organic on this show. Thom was someone who we made it very clear when we met. He's going to be my boy. However, when we get a guest on for the first time, we ask him, how they became a Dolphins fan. This is probably the only time he's going to be your boy. So I'll ask this question. Thom, how did you become a Dolphins fan?
Laces out, baby. Laces out.
Laces out.
That means
laces out.
Laces. I could not believe it when Kadeem told me he'd never seen that movie. I was like, how anyone in England supports the Dolphins and has not seen that movie?
Bro,
I knew who the Dolphins were before knowing about football because of that movie. And
listen,
that is, yeah.
For people listening, and I don't have to explain what's going on, the dialogue of what just happened. You know what I'm saying? Because people know what just happened. But for those who may have just been recommended to this podcast, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective was filmed in Miami. Jim Carrey, I got a Ray Finkel jersey. You know what I'm saying? I would love nothing more but to find Jim Carrey and get it signed, Laces Out. You know what I'm saying? So for Kadeem to have his own podcast and not had seen Ace Ventura is just it's not right, bro. It's just not. It's criminal. It's criminal. And your boy came on the podcast and told you that.
Again, like when we met, and I was like, I knew it was gonna come up. I knew they were like, really, Kadeem. But listen, I have to own it. And I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that.
So you became a fan seeing watching Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and like how did it just, you know what, I'm following this team, this is it, this, you know what I'm saying? Walk us through it.
So yeah, basically, obviously, I saw that movie as a kid, loved that movie, but I had no clue about the sport or anything like that. And then, so getting into the sport, so I tried quite a few times, but the coverage over here was pretty ropey up until recently. So you'd give it a go, but it's just so bad. It's like, no, I can't be getting into this. And I remember trying to watch a few. I think the first Super Bowl I watched was 2006. It was the Steelers against somebody. I can't even remember who they played, but it was all about Troy Polamalu.
Was that Cardinals?
Could have been, yeah.
I don't think
me
so.
and my mate.
I think Steelers Cardinals was like 2009 or 2010.
Yeah, I just know the Steelers were in it.
But yeah, but go ahead, continue.
So yeah, the Steelers were in it, and me and my buddy, we stayed to watch it. We had no clue what was going on. Anyway, he got into it pretty much off the back of that, and he followed it ever since. And then a few years later, the London games came. Was it next year? It was 2007, the first London game.
I will have a look. The Super Bowl was Steelers on Seahawks.
Seahawks. That's I just agreed with who, but yeah, all I remember is because, like I say, every time they cut to it was all about Troy Polamalu, and that was, I might be butchering his surname there, but
no, that's it. You got it.
That's who was the main man. But again, didn't really pick up anything, and I got a ticket, ironically enough, to the first London games, which was the Dolphins.
2007.
So again, yeah, so I started. I think Pennington was the quarterback then, because again, I didn't follow it, but I started looking up the roster ahead of going. I'm sure Pennington was a quarterback. But then, so I grew up, I'm a big soccer fan. So weirdly enough, I got the ticket, me and a load of guys were going, but then I got a ticket to Liverpool v Man United on the same day. So, yeah. So I basically sold the ticket, and this was way back, like, if you consider the London games now, tickets are like hot, you can barely get them.
All right, so which ticket did you sell, though?
I sold the Dolphins ticket.
Okay.
I sold the NFL ticket because, like I said, I wasn't really into it. I'd seen a couple of games about that.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big Liverpool fan. So Liverpool, Man United. The worst bit, I was playing football a few weeks before, bust my leg, was in hospital. Didn't go to either of the games.
Wow.
But yeah, so that came and went. And then I eventually went to the London games in, I've got the flag here, 2016, Bengals, Redskins. I picked up a cheap ticket through work and just sort of just go down, see what's like, and it just blew my mind. Just everything about it was, and from then on, I was like, I have to get into the sport. But it was always the Dolphins. There was never any chance it would be any of the other team, like Bengals or Redskins, who I was watching, or the Steelers who I'd seen in the Super Bowl. Always Dolphins because of Ace Ventura. That is it. It had to be.
Hey, what did you think about the movie?
The movie's great. But now watching it with some knowledge of football, you're like, why is Dan Marino holding kicks? Like,
yeah.
What? Like, as a kid,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that seems as normal as anything. But now you're like superstar quarterback holding kicks. I was like, yeah.
So
plot holes.
So back in the day, well, I guess it's not too far back in the day, but when I was a little, I'm aging myself, I guess. I don't know. When I was a little younger, the backup quarterback would hold kicks. So it used to be 3 quarterbacks on the roster. It used to be a starting quarterback, backup quarterback, third string quarterback, right? So the backup quarterback would hold kicks, and you would have more fake field goals. So now when you fake a field goal, it was an actual quarterback that could throw the ball. Like, it's not a punter, and you just have, like, we don't know what this pass is going to look like, right? So it's an actual quarterback doing the fake field goal. So because rosters, I think we don't like Patriots here, but Bill Belichick has this. It's like a 10-minute response to a question from a reporter. Reporter just asks him a simple question, and he goes off for 10 minutes explaining the evolution of special teams. It's, I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty wonderful, right? So it went from backup quarterbacks because now people only keep 2 quarterbacks on the roster so they can have an extra special teams person. And well, I'm trying not to go off like he did, but so now the punter holds the ball now, right? So if you remember, I guess not too long ago, Tony Romo was in the playoffs and he was holding a field goal and he dropped the ball and he picked it up and he ran and almost scored. And then he got stopped at the 1 yard line and they didn't go to like either the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl because of it. And that's like his biggest gaffe of his career is he dropped the field goal. He dropped the snap. So yeah, man, quarterbacks used to hold the ball. So that's why you see Marino in there. And we're not gonna spoil the movie, but Marino like, nah, bro. Hey, it wasn't on me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, what do you, now that you kind of, I guess you follow the Dolphins enough, and we see you on social media all the time, and since we on air, we got to give you your roses on air, bro. Like, we appreciate you rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, genuine fan, follow us, you listen to us, man. You know what I'm saying? We really do appreciate that. We don't ever want to take it for granted. Like, oh, we got a couple supporters. So I really personally, I appreciate you.
Oh, it's not a problem, buddy. I appreciate you guys. Like I say, when I met Kadeem a few weeks back, it's just a great show. It's just a great show. You guys, it's fun to listen to.
Appreciate that. So what you think? What do you think the Dolphins are looking like this year?
So this is. So I'm quite pessimistic as a sports fan generally.
So that's why you and Kadeem get along.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm quite, and like I say, I've only followed the Dolphins since 2016. The first season we made the playoffs, but we were blown out before that game even got going, ironically against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And
then since then, just you'll take a win. Like, it's not been great. But now it should be good. And I don't like, I prefer to think like, oh, a win here and there will be okay. But now it's like, yeah, we've got a roster. And we should, if everyone plays as they should to their potential, we should be winning games and we should be making the playoffs. And that's a tricky spot to be in as a pessimist, to be expecting us. It's normally, I'll sit and watch the game, and if we win, that's great. But if we don't, on to the next one. Whereas now it's like, okay, yeah, we really should be doing stuff. And yeah, that, like I say, I'm with Kadeem. I'm not a check your pulse guy. We'll wait and see how it goes. But there's no reason why it shouldn't. Like, so yeah, I'm intrigued. I just want it to roll around now. It's like off season already. No, let's get down to it and see if we're as good on the field as we seem to be on paper.
I'm not trying to be in the same boat as the doubters. I want to be in the boat where we're rocking the boat because we're excited about what's about to happen, not on the boat where it's like we just floating along, seeing what's happening. Now, I don't want to be on that boat. What you got, Kadeem?
I was gonna say, like, and this is for both of you, but obviously we'll start with our guest. Would you say that the Dolphins are guaranteed to make the playoffs? And if so, why?
You can't guarantee anything in football. I'd say, like, literally anyone goes down. So if everyone's, I'll caveat, like, if everyone stays healthy, I would be very shocked if they didn't make the playoffs. Because the roster, like, we've nearly made the playoffs the last 2 seasons, and it hasn't been, like, the offense has been ropey at best. Defense has been bailing it out, and we were 1 game away 2 seasons in a row. You would like to think with the improvements on offense, and it's ridiculous, the improvements on the offense. Year 2, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Just those 2 alone are going to be a jump from what we had last year. An actual running game, it seems. Again, I'm dubious to say we have got a running game because there's been many false dawns, but there should be a running game. The passing game's improved, so logically, there's no reason we can't make that 1 game jump to get in. But yeah, always quick glass half empty. So we'll see. But
so if you think about it, and we went in on one of the YouTube threads with a couple fans, and we were talking about how we were a game short out of the playoffs. We didn't get in. We was 1 game short. And if you just think about all the sabotage that Flores did and taking Tua out, putting Tua in, we'll end up a game short. It's like, I don't know. I wasn't an advocate of getting rid of Flores. I don't think anyone really was, and I think it was a shock to everyone. So I wasn't an advocate of getting rid of Flores, but if you think about it, he made his own bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you sabotaged the team and thought you could get away with it, and we were one game short of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So, and then now you had to pay for it with your job. So I do believe we're going to make the playoffs, and y'all could clip this, throw it up on social media, write it down, take a picture. I guarantee we make the playoffs. I guarantee we make the playoffs. There is no doubt in my mind. If we don't make the playoff, Kadeem, we just had a mental health episode, bro. Check on me, bro. Like, I'm dead serious, bro. Like, we going to the playoffs. For real. And by the way, if y'all didn't catch that mental health episode, I thought it was pretty dope. Check it out. Whenever you guys get a chance, go back and check it out, man. But yeah, man. We going to the playoffs or what, Kadeem?
Yeah. I think, when the schedule came out, we kind of done a very early game by game, how many games we're going to win, how many games we're going to lose. By the way, you didn't hit me up. I know you watched it back. Like, I said we're losing to the Packers on Christmas Day. That's what I said. I went back and checked it, and I was like, yeah, I was correct in what I said after, and we went back and forth. You can shake your head. I was correct in what I said. I gave us 3 defeats, and the Packers was one of them. And now you can try to say I didn't say that.
But you said the Bills twice though.
No, I didn't. But it's fine. It's fine. I didn't. But it's cool.
We got the audio.
Yeah, we
got it on tape,
and that's fine. I'm completely fine with that. So and Sherwise defense weapon was like, well, you guys are like optimistic, and yeah, that's if everything goes well and games are played on paper, you would think the Dolphins would win that many games. That's not taken into account form. I hate to say it, but weather, bad referee calls, anything like that. Once you start getting into all of that and you get injuries.
Yeah, injuries.
Yeah. So I think, given how difficult the schedule is, but given how good this team could be, I think that's what basically guarantees that the Dolphins make the playoffs. Because again, you look at the division, and I'm always wary of kind of saying teams and players are bad because you kind of don't get to where you are in the NFL by being bad. But the Jets are bad. So so with that being said, I give us 2 wins against the Jets, and we probably sweep the Patriots as well. Like, the Dolphins should come out of the AFC East with at least 4 wins. And once you do that, all you've got to do is split
4 losses.
4 wins.
So you're saying 4 of the 6?
Yeah.
My bad.
No, that's cool. Because I know what you would have done then. It turned around and say that I said that, but this is cool. We got through that. I know I'm dragging on. But you give us the 4 wins in the AFC East. Hopefully you split the Bills. That's 5 wins. Then you've got to try and find 5 to 6 wins against.
You said 4 wins in the AFC East, and then you split the Bills. Like, the Bills are in the AFC East.
So I was like, 4 wins before you face the Bills, and then when you factor the Bills into it, that gives you 5 wins.
So Kadeem, hold on. See, this is what I said. So we have 6 games in the AFC East, and you think the Dolphins are going to win 5 of them?
Yes.
Okay. Just clarification. I just want clarity.
And that's fine. So, and I know I'm dragging on at this point, but I'm getting interrupted and getting questioned, and it's fine. Are you then going to try and find 5 to 6 wins across the rest of the season? And once you factor in the dumb game that the Dolphins should not lose, but they lose, and in fact, in the dumb game that the Dolphins should not win, but they win, I would like to think the Dolphins get to 10-11 wins, playoffs. Tom, sorry you had to see, Charlie go back and forth like that.
Well, you see it all the time. He a real fan, bro. Like, you ain't got to apologize.
No, but it's like when your parents argue, and you normally don't see it. Normally they're in the bedroom, door closed. But it's the first time I was like, oh wow, our parents argue. Not saying that we're your parents.
He just sunned you, bro.
Yeah,
I
mean,
listen.
I swing with Ollie. That was pretty tasty with Ollie on the last episode.
No, Yeah, that's what I think is guaranteed that the Dolphins make the playoffs, but hopefully we're not proven wrong. Who are you?
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just know, what did you make of the off-season moves, Tom? Were there any you loved anyone you hated? Just in general, I guess.
Yeah, so basically for me, it was O-line. So when we got Armstead, great. Everything else just kind of like the run game, they've addressed, brilliant. Everything, like Tyreek Hill, when it was happening and they said the Dolphins, I was like, nah, we don't do that. We don't do that. You can say us because we always get mentioned, but nah, we don't do that. And then within about an hour of it being sort of rumored, it happened. And you're like, oh, things are different. We are doing things. There's a plan. This is strange. This is good. But yeah, like I say, it's just fixing the glaring errors. Like I say, the defense, keep that ticking over. Perfect. Re-signed players. Great. Sort out the run game, the O-line, and then we've bolstered the receivers as well. So, yeah, I don't like being optimistic. Doesn't sit well with me, but you can't not be with what has happened. And like you said about Flores, I was one of those like, he was really good, and this is really bad. What are we doing? Same old Dolphins, like we're a joke. Why we've got this guy and he's really great. And then it was to throw it back to you two. Now you thank me, I'll thank you. Like watching you guys sort of break it down, like, oh yeah, two things can be right. Like he can have been good, but he can have also been pretty ropey as well. Like the offense was rubbish for the large part with him. But while you're winning and getting close to the playoffs, you kind of ignore all that and you're just like, oh yeah, we're doing okay. But when you actually think and sort of analyze it, you're like, what were we doing a lot of the time? And like you say, with the whole tour thing with Brissett and keeping him up, but if you then go back the season further and the whole flip flop with Fitzpatrick, just self-sabotage, and you think, oh, actually, when you sort of step back, as great, I loved him at the time, but now sort of in cold light of day, and you've sort of had time to think about it, you're like, I'm not that upset that he's gone, and I'm still a bit on McDaniel. Like, I think he's going to be great, but I think it's going to either be a monumental success or a monumental failure. I don't think there's any middle ground with him. I think it's going to be brilliant or a car crash, and I'm just erring on the side it's going to be brilliant. I don't know why. I just get that vibe from him. Like, he's cool. All the players love him, and that's great. And then sometimes, like, is he just that guy who's just trying to be cool and not actually going to get the job done, but he's liked by everyone? But again, that is the pessimist in me, and we'll park the pessimist because...
Park it.
Yeah, it's like I said, I've really been more optimistic than I ever am. But yeah, I think there's grounds to be optimistic. It's not just blind sort of, oh yeah, we're going to be great. Sort of, there is actually reason behind why we should have hope.
I think I was just thinking, Kadeem, we might want to add another shirt. Two things could be true at the same time.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. I'm big on risk versus reward. And I'm going to say a name that we're not really high on this podcast. Doesn't mean we dislike the player. I don't want, no one dislikes the player, but we're just not high on this player. But risk versus reward, man, when you see clips of Preston Williams running around out there, bro, it's like, yo, if we could get something, anything from Preston Williams, you got Tyreek Hill, you got Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, Cedric Wilson's going to come through. He could play big slot or even outside. And I'm not going to mention Ezukama yet because he's unproven, and he could just easily end up being a special teamer. If he outperforms and he ends up getting on the field this year, that's a win. Risk versus reward. You paid the unicorn $1 million. That is it. Preston Williams has not seen the field over 8 games. He has played 3 NFL seasons, have never seen more than 8 games in one NFL season. But like I said on one of the podcasts, one of the episodes, he is the prototype. If you had to customize and make a wide receiver in Madden, it would look like Preston Williams. You know what I'm saying? So to see him back on the field, catching passes from Tua, running dig routes. Y'all ever seen the movie Limitless? Y'all ever seen Limitless?
I've seen the TV show Limitless.
All right. So anyway,
no, seriously. Like I've seen both.
This is mine, bro. I asked you if you seen Limitless. You can't ask me if I seen the show.
Jesus, guy.
Is it a runoff of the movie?
Yes.
All right, but it's not. Is Bradley Cooper not in it?
He's a producer, I think.
You see what I'm saying?
No, he's in it, but I don't want to spoil too much. But I think he produced it as well. So yes. Next question.
You know what? If Bradley Cooper has something to do with it, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Bradley Cooper got something. So anyway, like in Limitless, bro, the offense, just like you said, Tom. I was gonna say Thom. I was. Just like you said, bro. It's either we're gonna be great or we're gonna be talking about Sean Payton as the coach next year. You know what I'm saying? We're either gonna be absolutely terrible or absolutely terrific. So I'm leaning on the side of we're gonna be great, bro. I just am. I know from a quarterback perspective, all my quarterback needed was a line to protect them and people to throw the ball to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm comfortable with what we have. I was comfortable with the receivers we had last year. If Fuller was healthy, Preston was healthy, Parker was healthy, all the ifs, and you just add a Waddle. You just couldn't protect my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Not only did we not protect the quarterback, we didn't have a line. We had the 32nd ranked O-line in the league, but everybody that you brought in was hurt anyway. So I understand injuries happen. And like my co-host would say, they tried. You don't get medals for trying. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe this year's going to be different. I think you have so much depth now. You have Thom Bolton Jr., who might not even get enough snaps this year now. You got Preston Williams, who might not even make the team. Cedric Wilson. There's so much depth at receiver. If 4 people get hurt, no one is saying, we're back to practice squad players. We got depth now. Not that you ever want to see 4 wide receivers get hurt. But, yeah, man, and to take it back to the schedule, I honestly believe there's games like Cincinnati. We mentioned styles make fights. What team in the NFL can beat us on offense and beat us on defense? And if you're realistic about it, Tampa is built that way. They could beat us on offense. They could beat us on defense. There aren't too many teams on the schedule where you say, all right, look, we got to worry about that defense we're playing against. They could stop us. And you got to worry about their offense. They could put up points on us. I'm not worried about the Bengals defense. Yeah, I know we had the way too early prediction on the schedule, and we'll have another schedule prediction when we get to closer to the season, because moves are going to be made, people are going to get hurt and stuff. So we'll have an actual a final schedule prediction when we get closer to the season. But even the Packers, are we afraid of the Packers? Aaron Rodgers got the cachet. That's why I said, okay, I could see us losing to the Packers, but we don't know what this might be a warm-up year for the Packers without Devontae Adams. Hey, we got to get acclimated. You know what I'm saying? So we have no idea what people are going to look like. I think there's going to be regression in Cincinnati. I think there's going to be time to be taken in Green Bay. I also think the Steelers aren't going to be nothing this year. This might be the first below 500 year that Mike Tomlin has. No one's going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But I like it. The Vikings ain't got nobody that I'm really petrified of on offense and defense. I'm like, man, listen. It's the 50-year anniversary of the 72 Dolphins, the undefeated Dolphins. This is the 50-year anniversary. We're going to honor the undefeated Dolphins in week 7. We play the Steelers in week 7 home on TV. There's a chance we could be 7-0 when we're honoring the undefeated Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? We got to play Buffalo in there. Okay, whatever. But how long you going to let Buffalo beat you up? You know what I'm saying? So I know I ran long, but at the same time, I'm not really worried about the schedule. Even if you got 5 losses, okay, there's a chance you could end up with 4 or 5 losses. And there's a chance you could end up with 3 losses and still not even be the first seed, because I don't think Buffalo's losing too much. And it's just That's how I see it. But I just ran off. I was talking. I'm wide awake now. Y'all woke me up trying to get me on the microphone, but I'm up now. But what you got, Tom?
That's going back to what you said. Buffalo, I think that's going to be the acid test. Game 3, because they have slapped us about in the past few seasons. So that is where I think Patriots should probably get off with a win. Ravens, again, we beat them last year, but Buffalo is the one where I think you'll be able to see if it's going to be a good year or a bad year. It depends how much we've improved against them. Because, as painful as it is, they slapped us about quite a bit. I think all 4 games in the last 2 seasons have not been great. So if we can perform in that one, and like I say, it's early on, you don't have to wait for it, week 3. So, that will be, for me, that's the one I'm sort of looking for. And if we can get a decent... I don't want to... Like you say, there's no medals for losing or trying, but if we're, competitive and it's a game, that's still light years ahead of what it has been, and sort of gives me faith that, again, we can go toe-to-toe with the teams that you need to go toe-to-toe with to go deep into the playoffs.
So no more victories at all. And if I'm being real with you, friend of the podcast, Myles Gaskin, hasn't beat Buffalo yet. He hasn't been on the team, and we beat Buffalo. We haven't beaten Buffalo yet with Myles Gaskin. And in a couple of these games, these Buffalo games the past couple of years, we would be in the game in the fourth quarter.
Literally. So I meant to think on a previous podcast, but that second Buffalo game last year, at halftime, it's 3-3. And the Dolphins are driving down the field at the end of the second half. And this offensive staff, I don't even call them staff, because I don't know what they were doing. These guys want to try and have Mike Gesicki on like some kind of, it wasn't an end around or like a jet sweep. But remember, like the ball got snapped, hit Gesicki, Buffalo got the ball, and then second half, even in second half, I'm looking at the score now. In the second half, the score was, 10-3, going to fourth quarter. And then fourth quarter, but it's like, why? And I think that's where, again, it's a no self-sabotage on the offensive, on the offensive side of the ball. It's not doing dumb stuff. The Dolphins have proved last season alone that they can hold Buffalo to 10 points through 3 quarters. The offense has got to score more than 3 points in that situation. That's why I'm like, I would like to think we can split the
What about the first game, the first Buffalo game? Wasn't that close going into the third, fourth quarter too?
I can double check. As I'm double checking,
No, I mean, because what?
No. Oh, it might have been, but that's when Tua got injured and the score finished 35-0. So yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't it then. I remember Epinesa hit. So all right, and then the game before. All right, so now I'm here. I know exactly what happened. The last Buffalo game we were close. The first Buffalo game of last year is when Tua got hurt. Not a good game. But hold on. The last Buffalo game of the year before is when we got smacked, and then the Buffalo game before that was we were close. So it's like they're human. They bleed. You know what I'm saying? We could beat them. You know what I'm saying? What's that quote in Rocky? What? I know y'all better have seen Rocky.
If he dies, he dies.
I've never seen Rocky.
What?
Again, so Rocky, Indiana Jones are movies that I refuse to watch. Not doing it.
I'm with you on Indiana Jones.
This man never seen Rocky.
If he dies, he dies.
I know what happens. Once I know what happens in all the movies, I'm not going to go back and watch it. It's pointless.
Never seen Rocky.
No.
What were you trying to say before we talked about Rocky, Kadeem?
Even that first game, the 35-0, at the end of the half, it's only 14 zip. And that's when it's like, if Tua plays that full game and not getting injured after four snaps, then it might be a game. But Jacoby Brissett comes in and stinks up the place, and the Bills shut us out, and all of a sudden it's Tua can't beat the Bills. The guy played 4 snaps. Like, that loss is not on him. So yeah, it was an ugly scoreline, but even heading to the fourth quarter, the score is 21 zip, and you just need the Dolphins over 3 again. Like both games last year against Buffalo, like the game plan or how to beat Buffalo is simple. Through the first 3 quarters, score more than 3 points. That simple. Like, you know, be adult. Score more than 3 points. It's like, Tom streams a bunch of games on his Twitch channel at Furious Johnson. Go check it out. I had it in the description. On a Monday, so obviously to know the game FIFA, yeah. There's another football game called Pro Evolution Soccer. Like it's
Never
better
heard
than FIFA. It's equivalent to how Madden or NFL has Madden and 2K. Soccer has FIFA and Pro Evolution. So on a Monday, Tom streams Pro Evolution with a random team, Dynamo Kiev, and the amount of draws he gets, and it's like the way to win is score more than one goal. You score more than one goal, you win. And yeah, for the Dolphins, score more than 3 points. Score more than 3 points in 3 quarters, and you might actually beat the Bills. So that's the plan this year. Score more than 3 points.
So here's something that I can't just let slide, and I'll be the voice of reason on this. And I get it. I'm gonna be very unbiased. I understand that Tua got hurt, right? But I can't just let you slide with if Tua didn't get hurt, it might have been a game because we lost to Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
But in fairness, Tua came back from injury, so I get that. Then we also lost to the Buns defense that my co-host said that Atlanta had. But again, in fairness, it's still after injury, and I also understand that. But I just can't let it slide with if we had Tua, I bet you this would have happened, that would have happened. Because them games was unacceptable that we lost.
But again, I'm sure Tom, you see it on social media all the time when people bring up those games and they blame Tua for the losses because of an interception and stuff like that. In both those games, Tua came off the field with the Dolphins leading. He's like, I've done my job. Defense, do your job. Don't do dumb things. So, and I'm not saying that, Tua could have played better. I know Ricky Watson is a firm believer in, looking at those games and kind of looking at, he used the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl game as an example and how Brady played bad for quite a lot of that game through an interception. But in ultimate, like the game was played over 4 quarters and, the defense done their job, the offense done their job, the defense got a stop, all that kind of stuff. And the Falcons and Jags game last year, get a stop. Just get a stop. It's literally that simple. Again, score more than 3 points, get a stop. It's like football simple, like dumb. Score more than 3 points and get a stop.
Man, you just said something and it triggered something, and I can't remember what we were talking about now. What were we talking about?
I was talking about Falcons, get a stop.
Falcons, get a stop. Oh, I remember it. Jacksonville, in London, I had a front row seat. Like front row seat. I could see myself on the TV front row seat at an L. But anyway, I got to give it to Flores. That was the game where he used challenges and the players were like, challenge it. Everybody was saying, he touched the ball type stuff. So he challenged it. He kept challenging. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And his players let him down. But then if you also remember, I think he went for like 3 4th and 1s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And didn't get none of them. We couldn't get a yard. So I'm okay with the coach put you in a position to succeed and we didn't pull it off. And you let this team hang around. That was on a 21 game losing streak. And you let them hang around and they beat us by a field goal. So we did everything we were supposed to do. You couldn't get a yard on 4th down twice. Nah, bro. So I get that. And call it what you want. But yeah, man, you were right. Tua left the field and we were up and we still didn't win. But hey, before we go into bonus time, tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, so yeah, you can find me just as Tbolt87 on IG, Twitter, and then if you're into games, then you can find me at Furious Johnson on Twitch and most of the social platforms as well.
Bro, I'm not on Twitch, but it'd be looking pretty live. I'll be seeing some of your video. I'm like, dang, bro, I wish I was still a gamer. I really do. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Get you back in, man. We'll get you on.
Look, y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative for Freddie to Fly, Kadeem Simmons, Thom Bolton, Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time.
That's for the fans
Already.
and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
There's only one place to start in bonus time, and this could descend into full chaos, but I've got to leave soon, and I'm literally gonna like throw the grenade and step back. Tom,
Yep. I know where this is going.
who is the best Power Ranger?
It's not even a debate. White
Thank you
or
very
green, either or, but it's not even a debate.
Kadeem,
None
bro,
of this Billy. No. We're not having Billy. No.
Bro, y'all
Billy-
boys,
No.
y'all boys think y'all funny.
We're not funny at all. We just speak facts.
So
It
y'all
is
teamed up, y'all
100.
tag team. I see what y'all did there.
We didn't have to tag team because it's the truth. Like,
Spit facts.
again, I would just about give someone a Red Ranger. And if you grew up in an area dominated by white people and you was a black kid, again, I'll give you the Black Ranger. But at no point was it ever the Blue Ranger. It just wasn't. Even if it was like the nerdy kid in school, and it was like, oh, you know, I can see Billy and me. Like, you weren't repping Billy. You just wasn't. Like, that's how you get beaten up. That's how when everyone playing Power Rangers on the school playground, whatever it was, if you was like, I want to be Billy, you're getting punched in the back of the head because no one said that. Like, you fought over being the Red Ranger or what when he dropped the Green Ranger. The Green Ranger is by far the best Power Ranger. It's not up for debate.
See, bro, you funny, bro. You funny. I'm not even gonna combat this, but I got a pair, and this is the first time we actually said it on the podcast. But I got a pair of Jakeem Grant cleats, and his cleats have Power Rangers on them. So next episode, I'm gonna show y'all the Jakeem Grant Power Ranger cleats. But I'm not gonna go back and forth for y'all boys. Y'all set me up. I'm not gonna walk into no traps.
It's not a setup. It's not a setup. Also, I want those cleats. Like, I remember you told me I got the King Grant cleats. I was like, why does even one cleats? I need them in my life. Like, this is why I need to move to Miami just to get some of that stuff.
This guy, we gonna get it right, man. I know you gotta get out of here, Kadeem, but hey, we appreciate you, Tom.
I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to go back because Kadeem said there's only one place to start in bonus time. There is only one place to start, but it's that theme tune. That absolutely slaps, buddy. So
Hey,
that is what we need. That is an absolute slapper.
Appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. I was listening to it yesterday. Like,
oh, it's in my playlist. I finally found it on iTunes. I was like, yes, boy.
That's what's up, man. I hit the gym with that sometimes. It makes the workout playlist.
You know what's funny? Like, sometimes when I'm going to other, other Dolphins platforms and stuff like that, and people who like UK grime, UK drill, it's like, oh, like you need a UK drill intro. I'm like, nah, go time. It's just, and again, I love UK drill, UK grime and stuff like that. But now it's go time. Like, I genuinely can't imagine opening the podcast with anything else apart from that thing.
Yep.
It just slapped different.
I'm not gonna lie. One day, Go Time is gonna be played in Hard Rock Stadium during the game. One day.